together with Earle Sports Bets. Yeah, the twins, they be checking in, stacking up. Green is the scene that you're stepping in. Winning is a trend, and we stay making dollars. Nerd talk with the sports bet scholars. Yeah, it's R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies.
We are live. Welcome back to another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. My name is Nicholas Earle. We'll be joined here by my brother in just a little bit. But before we get into today's games, before we get into today's slate, we have, I think, 8 hockey games. We get 6 baseball games, including a doubleheader. And then we get 5 NBA games. So not a huge card for today. Baseball, a little bit smaller of a slate. Travel days for teams and things along those lines, getting ready for the weekend series. But before we get into today's games, before we get into today's slate, we'll take a look back at what happened yesterday, what went right, what went wrong in the world of sports betting. It started off well and then ended off poorly. Royals' first 5 money line was a nice winner there, 2-0. Cole Reagans is a stud, and it's time to notice that. First 5 under 4.5 with Texas and Tampa Bay was an easy winner. It was 0-0 at the end of 5. Angels money line winner there. What a shame. The Miami Marlins have started the year 0-7 for the first time in their franchise history. I wish somebody could have been hyping up the last place Marlins for a while now. But hey, we're only 7 games in. But good start. San Diego Padres team total over, full game over, did not get through there. End up finishing 3-2 Padres. And they had 3 runs, I believe, in the first 4 innings or something like that. So that was annoying. That first 5 under was not fun in Cleveland. That was dead pretty quick. 3 runs in the first, 2 in the second. That was all she wrote. And then 3 in the fourth, and then that was all the scoring in that game. That one, Portland Trailblazers even money. Said the wrong team was favored in that spot. We got the win there with the Blazers over 233.5 with the Wizards and the Lakers. As the Wizards keep things semi close, and they only lost by 5 in that game. Went over the total. 245 was the total in that game that it landed on. Under 6.5 Rangers and Devils was kind of a bad bet there. Even though, the Devils scoring 3 in the second period kind of messed that up. The Stars, holy Stars last night, 5-0 win for Dallas. That's a statement win if I've ever seen one. And maybe Edmonton is not the team we thought they were this year. But a bad loss with Cleveland +6 and +200 as they lose by 21. Arizona loses 2-1. That was kind of frustrating there. And then another 1-run loss by the Giants against the Dodgers here. The Dodgers have I don't think they've covered. They may have covered one game. I need to take a look back at it because I know fading the Dodgers on the money line every game has not been profitable so far. But I don't think betting the Dodger run line every game has been profitable so far either. Because this is a team that let me switch over to. I want to take a look here. Switch over to baseball and see if the run line for the Dodgers has even been that profitable. Because I know the what do you call it? They're 7-2. Do we have a ATS here for them? Run line. They are 4-5. So they've had 4 1-run wins. The Dodgers, so they're not this run line juggernaut that people think they are either. So kind of interesting there that neither the run line or the money are fading them with the money line have been profitable so far this year. So interesting there, but frustrating still. Down about 1.61 units yesterday. So not great, but hey, it is what it is. Went over to the chat. Perky coming in, snowy, chilly, and wet day in NYC at Citi Field. Siberian breezes whistling from the north. with El Nino strength forces. The Mets get their first win today with Hauser on the bump, or am I just nuts? That is one of the only games I've bet so far because I've betted the last 2 games, and I've been trying to advocate for this for the last few days, but it keeps getting rained out. I'm fading Mize with his first game back in 2 years. So yeah, I tuned into Earle Sports Bets because I need some expert advice. Give it to me. Yeah, we'll try our absolute best. The worst thing in baseball is bases loaded when you hit into a double play to end the inning. It depends. Depends on which side you're on. But yeah, it's annoying when you're on the team hitting or the over. Rangers game was awesome. Yeah, and there was 8 ejections 2 seconds into the game because the first 2 dropped the gloves, and after that, anybody who also drops the gloves gets ejected. Game misconduct. So thought that was kind of interesting there. It said yesterday, Rempe versus McDermott, and Tim goes, good luck with that. But yeah. And here's the thing. Rempe is only in the NHL because he knows how to throw hands. If he didn't fight, he'd be in the AHL right now. Maybe the ECHL. He's not a good hockey player overall, Rempe. He is a fighter. He's not a hockey player. 5 seconds in, 2 seconds in. It was 2 seconds in. The kids love the fights and the excitement. There you go. Biggest game of the Penn season today. Let's go Crosby and Malkin. As an Islanders fan, that feels gross, but I'm rooting for the Penguins tonight because I need the Capitals to lose. So yeah, Stars game should have went over 5.5, 6.5 if only the Edmonton Oilers wanted to show up. Cubs screwed the -1.5. That was frustrating because we had that up on the site. I'm with you. Mets money line. There you go. The Rangers and the rest of the goons led my Rempe. We're not interested in playing hockey on behalf of all the youth who were in attendance and watching TV. I am sorry. I think it was great. Post the card when you can. Got to run. Yeah, we will. We definitely will when everything is when the show is over. But we'll get into today's hockey card. And it's an 8-game slate, or 9-game slate, which is actually not bad. Because usually for Tuesdays and Thursdays, they're like 12-game slates. So we'll get into it here. Carolina Hurricanes hosting the Boston Bruins in this game. The Hurricanes -155 favorites, total 5.5 in this game. Taking a look at the line history in this one here, where we have the Carolina Hurricanes opening up at -138 on BetOnline, and it's gone all the way up to 152. Line opened up at 112 for the 5.5. It's down to a 107. So we've had a line move towards the under, and we've had a line move towards the Hurricanes in this game here. Looking over at the cash flow in this spot here, where we have 26% of the tickets and 91% of the cash is on the Hurricanes in this game. So the sharp money all over Carolina here. 75% of the tickets are on the under as well. Kind of expect a little bit of an under in this game. Potentially 2 really good defensive-minded hockey teams, a very good playoff-style atmosphere in this game. But I like Carolina in this spot. My numbers have Carolina more along the lines of -170, -180 range. I took Carolina last night on the -1 line at +108, did a free pick video for it. I think situationally, this is a great spot for Carolina as well. When we look at what Boston's dealing with coming into this game, they're on the last game of a 6-game road trip. They were in Philly. They lost in Philly. They won in Florida. They lost in Tampa. They won in D.C. and they won in Nashville before coming to Carolina here to close out the road trip. And the way that the Hurricanes team has been playing as of late, back-to-back shutout wins, my main concern with the Hurricanes was their goaltending, which has definitely shored itself up. Frederik Andersen has been amazing, and Coach Chekhov has been playing much better as of late. So all of a sudden, this Carolina Hurricanes team looks like a formidable opponent to someone like the New York Rangers in the playoffs. When we look at this spot here, I took Carolina -1. I think that this is a potential statement game. I think this is a bad situational spot for the Boston Bruins. So I'm taking the shot here with the Carolina Hurricanes -1 at +108. I also put a bet on them on the Hurricanes, the -155, because DraftKings gave me the for North Carolina users if your team goes up 2 goals, it's a win. the early lead one, and I took the Hurricanes at -155. It was specifically for this game, so I took that as well. I'm on Carolina tonight on the -1 line for this game. Canes. Yep, Canes -1.5. Yeah. Feels like everyone's going to bounce back today. Let's get this. Let's get it. Gensel 2 points. Aho 2 points. I don't mind it. My main concern with this game is that it's a low scoring game. That this could be a 2-1 type of game or a 3-1 or something along those lines. That's my main concern, is that this is a low variance type of game. With that, but yeah, I did the under 6.5 in Bruins and Panthers in reg in a parlay. There you go. Svechnikov plus 225 anytime goal. There you go. Bruins. All right, fair. Kuznetsov 2 points. Nate just 2 points. 11-1. There you go. Underdog day, maybe. I have to go to work. Do you like the Cardinals -1.5? I mean, I'm going to fade the Marlins until further notice. So yeah, I like the Cardinals. I'll probably play the -1 line because I think the -1 line is affordable. So yeah, definitely going to be on the Cardinals today. Without a shadow of a doubt. I already know it. So this is the first time we're going to have to lay juice to fade the Marlins. But we're 7-0 fading the Marlins this year on the money line. So, but we'll get into the next one here, the New York Islanders and the Columbus Blue Jackets in this game. The Islanders -185 road favorites, total of 6 in this game. The line seems a little wide, and the line keeps going up. Line opened up at a 180. It's up to a 191. So we have a move towards the Blue Jackets or to move towards the Islanders in this game. I apologize. Line opened up at a 6 -108. It's a 6 at -112. I'm anticipating Danil Tarasov and Semyon Varlamov in this game. We have 78% of tickets, 99% of the cash is on the Blue Jackets to get the line moving towards the Islanders. That's the only numbers I have for cash flow in this game here. And I mean, for me, do I see value on the Islanders laying this number on the road? Absolutely not. Do I have any interest in the Columbus Blue Jackets? No. This has been a series that the Islanders have dominated. They've received points in 10 straight games against the Columbus Blue Jackets. They're 8-0-2 in their last 10 against them. The Blue Jackets are coming in off of a very satisfying 4-1 win over the Colorado Avalanche after beating the Penguins in a shootout the previous game. Islanders coming in on back-to-back games, very important wins against the Flyers and the Blackhawks there to keep their playoff hopes alive. They are currently 1 point behind both the Red Wings and the Capitals, and they are, let's take a look here, and they are 2 points behind the Flyers with a game in hand on the Flyers. So if the Flyers continue to drop, that may be the Islanders spot or the Capitals spot to take for the third in the Metro. And the Flyers do not play until tomorrow. They play Buffalo tomorrow, so something to keep an eye on there. Which Buffalo is only 5 points behind the Capitals. They're not done yet. The Penguins are only 3 points behind the Capitals. They're not done yet. So interesting race down the stretch here. Is there any value on betting the Islanders here? No. Am I looking to take the Blue Jackets here though? No. Maybe lean towards an under. Knowing the Islanders, they'll make this more difficult than it has to be, so maybe a draw, but no play here for me. CBJ first goal, +1.5, and the draw. I can absolutely see the draw in this game because the Islanders love going to overtime, so which is frustrating, but it is what it is. We'll head to the next matchup here where we have the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Montreal Canadiens in this game. Lightning -170 favorites, total 6.5 in this game. As I realized, I forgot to put in the numbers from last night's game for Toronto. Tampa coming in off of a very satisfying win against the Maple Leafs last night. I'm anticipating this will be Johansson in net, my guess for this game here. And when you actually look at the game last night, I mean, it just looks like Wool was not very good last night because you look at expected goals, 3.26 to 2.71. the Tampa Bay Lightning were not the better team last night, which is kind of interesting there. I'm kind of interested in the Canadians in this game. Let me just finish putting in the numbers for last night's game, so I can fully run my numbers for this game to get an idea of where this line should be. Where the Montreal Canadiens, they're a team that are not going to go down easy. And with Tarasov in net, that's last game. With Johansson in net, I have no interest in the Lightning laying this type of number. And actually, matter of fact, I like the Canadiens in this game. Let's take a look, because I believe, if I remember right, this is a little bit of a tough scheduling spot here for the Tampa Bay Lightning, because they're coming in on a back-to-back. Now, granted, they've won 8 of the last 10 meetings, the Tampa Bay Lightning. This will be the third game in 4 days for the Lightning, and the fourth game in 6 days. Because they played the Maple Leafs last night. They played the Red Wings on the 1st. They played the Islanders on the 30th. So this is a little bit of a condensed schedule for them. And I believe when we look at Montreal, I think they've had they've had 2 days off. Their last game was on the 2nd, a nice win against the Florida Panthers. Previously, that they got shut out by the Carolina Hurricanes, but this is a team that's been playing really well as of late. They won in Seattle. They won in Colorado. They beat the Flyers. They lost to the Hurricanes, but then they beat the Panthers. This is a team that's playing some pretty good hockey right now, and I'm going to move on them here. And this is just, I think, a bad spot here for the Tampa Bay Lightning in this game. So I'll take the Habs as a nice little home doggy in this game. Let me try to find the best number available for me, which will be plus 136 on DraftKings. So we're going to move on this at DraftKings at plus 136. I'm going to take the Montreal Canadiens on the money line in this game. So let's take a look. Let me get my app up here so we can get some little Canadiens action against the Lightning today. Montreal and over 6.5. Yep. Tampa Bay was easy work last night. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad I stayed off that game because my original lean was towards the Maple Leafs, which I was leaning that way. Just I was priced a little bit out of it. But yeah. Supness, what's good? I hope the Lightning beat the Rangers in the playoffs. I could see that. I could definitely see it. That would be a fun first-round playoff matchup. I missed the intro. How did y'all do yesterday? I was slightly down, I think 1.6 units. The end of the night really tripped me up there with the Giants losing, with the Cavaliers losing, and with the Yotes losing. But yeah, it wasn't the greatest end of the night. But yeah, Stammer is hot right now. Yeah, and I could very well be on the wrong side here. I just got Montreal plus 136 though. So. There we go, and track. Perfect. All right. I just got Montreal plus 136 for this game. No goal first 10 minutes. Have to score first. There you go. Montreal just beat the Panthers, though. Maybe Tampa Bay wins this probably. Maybe. They very well could. Oh, man, no Timmy. And we talking about hockey, and then I'm sure boring baseball next and no NBA. No, Tim will be talking NBA at the end of the show. He will be here in a couple minutes. He will be here in a few minutes, but we are going over hockey right now. And we'll move on here. The Ottawa Senators and the Florida Panthers. We have the Panthers minus 155 road favorites, total of 6.5 in this game. Panthers really struggling as of late. Hopefully they do not bring this into the playoffs because I would like them to win the cup here, the Panthers. Line open up at 150. It's still a 150. Line open up at 6.5 at plus 109. It's a 6.5 at plus 105. So we've had a move towards the under. And nope, we've had to move towards the over, and we've had no move on the side here in this game. Taking a look at the cash flow in this one here, where we have 57% of the tickets are on the Panthers, and that's the only information we have for markets in this game. Taking a look at my projections for this game, should the Panthers be favorites? Yeah. But should they be this big of favorites? I'm not trusting them right now. And earlier in the season, this would have been an easy -1 line on the Panthers, and I would just move on. But I don't know what's going on with this Panthers team right now, and they're just really struggling as of late. So that's definitely giving me pause when looking to bet on the Panthers. And it's just not enough risk reward for me to go the other way and take the Senators in this game. So it'll end up being a stay off spot for me in this one. Looking at the total in this game, I think that the 6.5. I have this game projected for around 6.11. So who knows? It's just a pass for me in this game. I have really no interest in this spot whatsoever. Islanders and Reg always look good going into it. Then boom, results in pain. Yeah, because they'll go to overtime. Are clearly coasting and Paul. Yeah, there you go. Y'all not going to the Canes game? No. Yeah. Let's go Red Wings and no Tigers. No Tigers. Barkov 2 points. Kachuk 2 points. What's up, my guys? Let's get it. Let's cash. Today, hit the like button. People, show some appreciation, subscribe, and share. Was good. Marcos. Ton of fights in this game. Brother versus brother. That's right. It's the Kachuk Bowl. Matt, goal, Brady, goal, plus 525. Ooh, the Kachuk parlay. That I kind of like. The Kachuk point parlay, goal parlay. And you can also do something very similar with this game with Ovechkin and Crosby. Let's get into this one here. The Pittsburgh Penguins and the Washington Capitals. -115 for the Penguins. Total of 6 in this game. I did bet this game last night. Shop around because I want to see if there's any 5.5 still available in this game. I bet the over in this spot, and I'm seeing no 5.5s really available anymore. All right. So let's get into it here. We have this line open up -106 on both sides. So the lines actually moved towards Washington on Bet Online now with the Capitals as -110 favorite. So a slight move towards Washington in this game. Line open up at a 6 at -106. It's a 6 at -104. Last night I bet this game over the total at 5.5, I believe, on FanDuel. And I want to see if there's still even is a 5.5 available in this one here. There is. It's -140 on FanDuel. It's -130 on ESPN Bet. So the 5.5s are still available. They're juiced. So maybe wait a couple minutes and live bet it. But for me, I got the 5.5 last night at -122. This is a matchup that this is also has a lot of playoff implications. I think this is maybe the biggest playoff implication game of the day because of just the dynamic of this game. I think the pick'em is correct, and I thought this game should be a 6.5. So I still don't mind this game at a 6 for the total over. I prefer it at a 5.5, obviously, but this game should be more like a 6.5. I really don't trust either of these teams, and I kind of want to take a look here at Money Puck and see how big of a playoff implication this game is because, these are two teams that are, the Penguins are chasing the Capitals. If the Penguins win this game in regulation, all of a sudden, they are flirting with stealing the spot. And taking a look here, this is a massive swing game. This is a huge game for both teams. With a regulation win, the Penguins' odds go up to 23.5%. If they lose in reg, it goes down to 5.1%. Basically, if the Pens lose in regulation here, that's the dagger of their season right there. If they beat them in overtime, it goes up 6.1%. If they lose in overtime, it goes down 4.3%. So a point is very necessary for the Penguins in this game. Pretty big game for the Capitals as well. If they win this game in regulation, their playoff odds go up to 68.7%. All of a sudden, though, if they lose in reg against the Penguins here, it's down to 39.3%. 15.3% drop, and the difference between a win in regulation and a loss in regulation is 29.4% playoff odds for the Caps. This is a massive, massive game for the Washington Capitals, and it's a big game for the Penguins here as well. And could this be one of those playoff-style atmospheres? Maybe. But at 5.5, 6, I'm going to take the over here at this spot. Over 5.5. I lean Penguins as well. I'm rooting for the Penguins in this game just because I'm really rooting against the Capitals in this spot, just so because the Islanders only trailed the Capitals by a point with a win tonight and a Capitals loss. All of a sudden, the Islanders are back in a playoff spot. So, with that being said, I'm rooting for the Penguins in regulation tonight for this game. Big game, though. I'm on the over 5.5. And I think we're going to start to see the Capitals fall apart here late because I think this team's been overachieving all year long. So, there we go. So, and I'm definitely interested in the Penguins money line. I am. Which, can I get plus money for this Penguins money line? I cannot. Minus 110 is the best available line I can get on the Penguins. All right. So, fair enough. Pens minus 102. The Caps number will get exposed. Yup. Crosby 2 points. Russ 2 points. One thing I'm kind of interested in here in this game, and I'm going to punch this in on DraftKings in this spot just to see what it would be. It would be a same game parlay. Let's take a look here. Over 6 with let's take a look for player points. Over 6 with Rust would be the other one. So Brian Rust over 0.5 point. Sidney Crosby, they're going to have me do 1.5. No, over 0.5 point. And Alexander Ovechkin. Where's Ovechkin? Ovechkin over 0.5 point. Would give you plus 284. Over 6, Rust point, Crosby point, Ovechkin point. I'm going to throw a couple bucks at that just for fun in this game. As I do like this game over, I do see goals in this spot there. Caps first goal? Yep. Who's in net? That's a great question. I don't think any confirmation on who's in net in this game. I mean, it could be Lindgren, it could be Kemper, it could be Nedeljkovic, it could be Yari. Either way, I don't have trust in any of them. Caps think Charlie Lindgren for being relevant. Yeah, but he's been falling off a little bit as of late. Caps race to 2 plus 200 or plus 100. Sorry, bro, but isn't Pens and Reg plus money? Yep, they are. They are, I believe, plus 130 on DraftKings. Yep. In the NBA, Warriors / Rockets has similar feel of Caps / Pens game playoff implications. Similar play. Yep, more on that later. More beyond in like 15 minutes. Fair. We still got 1, 2, 3, 4 hockey games to go over. So, and one of them is the Colorado Avalanche and the Minnesota Wild. We have the the Avalanche are on minus 160 road favorites, total of 6 in this game. Kind of an interesting line movement here in this game. This line's plummeted. Open up at a 185. It's down to a 161. Open up at a 6 at minus 120. It's now a 6 at minus 117. So a slight move towards the under. Big move towards the Wild in this game, which is kind of interesting there. With 76% of the cash coming in, tickets coming in on the Wild in this game. And I get it. I mean, the Wild is this big of a home dogs. I get it. Taking a look at my projections for this game, I mean, I have the Avalanche as a favorite in this game, but do I have them as minus 160 favorites? No, I had them more along the lines of 135 favorites. So I do see a little bit of value here with the Minnesota Wild in this game. I also have this game projected at 6.05 goals. So I see this line being about right. Is this a game I'm looking to get involved with? No. And this game really doesn't have, I believe, too much implications behind it. If you're looking at playoff stuff and like that, I don't think this game has that much of an impact. Because the Avalanche are basically already in a playoff spot, and I believe they're kind of locked into that 2 seed, and the Wild are not making the playoffs. A win in regulation would bump the Wild playoff odds up to 5.9%. They're not going to make the playoffs. But for winning the division, yeah, it's kind of there's about a 14% chance the Avalanche win the division. So this game really doesn't have too much implications behind it either. This line's about right. I'm going to stay off here. Yep. Yes, sir. What's good? Kemper was hurt within the last day or two. He left the ice, can't remember. So you'll probably get Nedeljkovic Lindgren. I'm fine with Nedeljkovic Lindgren for the over. Stack spot is Brian Reynolds over 1.5 bases. There you go. 3-2 type of game. I can see it. Over 6. Avs won first period in both previous matchups. Also under 1.5 goals first period. Interesting look there. We will get into the next matchup here. This is a game I do have bets. We have the Nashville Predators and the St. Louis Blues. The Preds looking at $2 favorites in this game with a total of 6 in this spot. Taking a look at the line history in this one here. Line opened up at a 180. It's up to a 191. So the line's moved towards the Preds, which does make me a little bit nervous because I didn't get a good line on the Blues last night. Not looking at it because I got 150 on FanDuel. That's a terrible line. Line opened up at a 6 at -101. It's now a 6 at +102. So the over has become a little bit of plus money here as well. Taking a look at the cash flow, 17% of the tickets and 66% of the cash is on the Blues. 93% of the tickets are on the puck line for the Preds in this spot. And taking a look at the my projections for this game is the Preds should be maybe slight favorites, but they shouldn't be monster favorites in this game. This is more of an important game for the Blues than it is the Predators. If you want any chance at the playoffs, if you're the Blues, this is a must-win game. Obviously, they're in a very similar situation to the Wild. If they win this game in regulation, their odds would go up to 3.5%. So not a huge bump up there. The Preds have already played themselves into a playoff spot. They're they would have a 99.6% chance to make the playoffs if they win this game in regulation. They're basically tied into that wild card, that top wild card spot, which I think would pin them up against Dallas in the first round. No, it would pin against Vancouver in the first round. That would be a hell of a playoff matchup. And I think that the Preds would be a very live dog in that game. However, I think they're too big of a favorite in this game. I took a shot with the Blues at plus money. I saw a stat today. The most profitable team in the NHL this year has been the St. Louis Blues, which makes a lot of sense. This has been one of the more underrated teams of the year. They're 40-35 on the money line and up 16.63 units. So that's kind of crazy that this team has been such a moneymaker this year. It's just because a lot of people did not have them as high as people thought, as like people like I did. Now, granted, they're still on the outside looking in, but hell, they're an above 500 team, and they've been making people money this year. So I would look towards I'm on the Blues. You can get a better number now for them, but I am on St. Louis in this spot here. Draw, yeah. Blues as home dogs. Yeah, they're road dogs in this game, but the Preds have kind of not been playing as well as of late. They had their 18-point streak snapped, and now they've lost 3 in a row, after that 18-point streak, 8-4 against Arizona, 7-4 against Colorado, 3-0 against Boston. Arizona's a bad loss, but Colorado and Boston are not bad losses there. But at this type of number, I'll take a shot with the Blues. We'll move into the second to last game on the card here. The Winnipeg Jets -205 favorites against the Calgary Flames. Total 6 in this one here. Two teams that are kind of going the wrong direction. Granted, Winnipeg played good enough at the beginning of the season to still have a playoff spot. Line opened up at a 194. It's up to a 198. So we've had a move towards Winnipeg. Line opened up at a 6 at +104. It's a 6 at +105. So we've had a 1 cent line movement towards the under in this game here. 71% of the tickets are on the Jets. Line's really not moved. And that's all the information we have for this game here. Taking a look at the cash flow or at my projections in this game here. Should the Jets be favorites? Yeah. Should they be -200 favorites? No. It should be more along the lines of 160, 165. So I do see value here on the Flames. Do I want to go after the Flames is the question, though? And the answer is not particularly. This is a Flames team that it feels like it's kind of given up on their season. Granted, the Flames have had some decent success against the Jets as of late, 3 in a row and 4 of the last 5. But, hey, they've really struggled as of late. They just lost 5-3 to the Ducks after having another 5-game losing streak snapped in a 4-2 win against the Kings. They lost to the Blues. They lost to the Blackhawks, the Sabres, the Canucks, the Capitals. This is a team that was really struggling, and they're still not playing well. They've kind of sold. We saw that when they traded Tanev away, when they traded Hanifin away. They traded Lindholm away. This is a team that knew they weren't competing this year, and we've kind of seen that here. So I have no interest in this game. It'd be Flames or nothing, but I'm not trying to take a shot with the Flames here in this game at all. Even though the Jets have not been playing particularly well either. So this has become a pretty simple pass game. At a 5.5, yeah, I would still lean under. But yeah. Blues team total under, I don't like that. I'm not a fan of that one. Jets team total over, I could see it. Looking back, I like CBJ score first, team total over, and CBJ and Reich, no. CBJ and Reich, no. CBG and Reich. It's not a back-to-back, but the Isles just 1 day rest. Yeah, I understand that, but I see more see a draw in that game than anything else. Jets first period puck line, yeah, I could see that. We'll move on, though. Last game of the hockey card here. We have the Kings as massive road chalk in this game. Minus 310 favorites, total of 6 in this one here. This is the last game I did not put in numbers for because the Kings did play last night. They win 5-2 at home against Seattle. Now they get to hit the road and play the Sharks on no days rest. And looking at last night's game for the Kings, I feel like the Kraken deserved better fate in that game. 4.52 expected goals for the Kraken. Offensively, Kraken produced decent chances and 2.97 against, or 2.974 for the Kings. So this is a team that is coming in on a back-to-back. So not the greatest situation here. They're on the road, and you're gonna want to lay minus 300 with this team? Absolutely not. And I think the Sharks are live in this game, as big underdogs in this one here. And I believe if we've seen it right, the Sharks did win their last game against the Kings on January 22nd in a shootout. But this is a Sharks team that, yeah, they've kind of struggled as of late. But do we really trust this Kings team who had their 3-game losing streak snapped with a win against the Kraken, playing the 3rd game in 4 days and a second half of a back-to-back, traveling? Granted, they've gone from LA to San Jose, so not a far travel. Laying this type of number on the road, the easy answer is no. And I'm going to take a shot here, fading the Kings. In this one, grabbing the Sharks money line in this game. So I'm gonna be on some San Jose in this one here. And looks like I will be getting plus 250 on DraftKings. Plus 250 Sharks money line.
Good luck to you. I will say I looked at today's card just a little bit. I kind of lean towards a little bit of Bruins action. I lean a little bit towards Montreal, and I kind of lean Washington, but I'm not going crazy with them. I'm not betting them. I've kind of been just staying away from hockey. It's been working out for me. Well, I'm not. I feel like the spots that I've been looking at have not been winning, so I'm happy I have not been putting money on them. So I'm going to wait until playoffs to continue to bet hockey. But good luck to you, Nick.
Yep, I am on the Canes -1. I'm on the over in that Pens game or the Capitals game, and I did bet Montreal. I got a couple dogs.
Just because, and Montreal is probably my favorite one out of the 3, just because you just saw Tampa go into Toronto and beat Toronto.
Yeah,
big win for them there. But
I also put $1 down on a 4-teamer as this is more of a joke bet than anything else. It's the my playoff futures still have hope parlay. The Islanders money line, the Blues money line, because I got both of them to make the playoffs. The Sharks in regulation, and the Penguins in regulation, because the Islanders are chasing the Caps, the Blues are chasing the Kings.
I hear you.
Stop it. Get some help.
I thought we weren't supposed to be fans and stuff. Come on, Nick. We're doing.
Fair.
Where did you leave off?
Left off here.
I cashed a same game parlay plus 196 with the Stars money line the under, or else yesterday would have been even worse for me. Yeesh. Baby shark do money line. The Sharks have a better power play than the Kings. Do they actually?
Yes.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Sharks team total over. Haven't minus 300s or worse been losers for the most of the season.
That's more baseball. And of course, my first minus 300 fade in baseball was postponed yesterday.
Draw on the over 6. No way I would waste money on the Sharks. Just take the under. Late suppness, and he meant to me. Fanatics 10% boost. Kings minus 1.5, minus 114. You're welcome for the steam on the other side. And Lex says he's on the Caps too. I just feel like I don't know that game's a pick 'em, but I don't know. Now I will say double headers are always tricky, and they're going to make it easy today because the Mets are in it. So.
Yeah, you take game 1 Mets money line, parlay it with game 2 Mets money line, sit back and hopefully have a decent day. I'm joking, but we have the New York Mets and the Detroit Tigers in this game. For the 3rd straight day, we have the same breakdown. So I'm not going to break this down too much because I have given out the same bet back-to-back days. And you know what? I'm going to say the same thing. We're going to simplify this. If you want my full breakdown of this game, go back 2 days ago. I gave a snorter breakdown yesterday. I'm not going to give a huge breakdown today. We're not going to go through all the numbers and all that because we've done that 2 times in a row.
Yeah.
I'm on the Mets money line. I'm fading Casey Mize in his first game back in almost 2 years. Pretty plain and simple for me behind that one. Has nothing to do with the Mets. I want to fade Mize coming back from this long of a break. So I'm on the Mets. I got him at minus 135 on BetMGM.
Give me an Alvarez bomb. That's all I need. I'm not betting a Mets game until they win. I'm not betting the Mets until they win. And I just have no real need to go after these games. I'll watch them as a fan. But I'm not going in and betting these games. This team does not look good right now. We've already talked about it the last 2 days. I'm not going to dive deep into it. We need production from the offense. So until we get that, I'm not going towards any Mets games. So there you go. Okay, then my boy Timmy is here. Finally, NBA. Not quite yet. What's the best draw spot?
Islanders game.
Tigers F the world. Tigers money line and race to 2.
By the way, I remember on DraftKings they have a playoff or a bet, an MLB bet that you can make for the last undefeated team. Who had for the last undefeated team in baseball? The Detroit Tigers.
Well, to be fair, they've had their last 2 games postponed, but yeah, no, I got you. Road Warriors and Houston in play-in chances tonight. No, I'm probably going to be on Houston at home, but we'll dive into that one. Mets money line, let's do it. No. The Mets leadoff hitter is 1 for 16. Are you serious? Yeah, he's been bad. Clips give Denver a haircut tonight. No. I'm not betting the Nuggets, but I'm not taking the Clips. Tigers money line. It would be that or nothing. Mets take game 1 and then the Tigers take game 2. Okay. Same spots here turn. Royals under. I could definitely see a Royals under. Are we diving deep into the second game or no?
I got no information for it.
Cool.
To go over. I think it's Jose Butto for the Mets, but yeah.
Yeah, we don't have a starting pitcher for the Mets in the second game that's confirmed yet, so we'll just skip over that one. We'll go to this one, Nick.
Yeah, and that's something where I might look to add a play in that second Mets game based on what happens in the first game type of thing. But we'll move on here. The no longer undefeated Pittsburgh Pirates are taking on the Washington Nationals. Line opened up to -108. It's up to a 125 for Pittsburgh. So we've had a move towards Pittsburgh in this game. Line opened up in even money. It's a +105 now. So we've had a move towards the under. We've had a move towards the Pirates. And we have 75% of tickets, 82% of the cash is on the Pirates, 11,692 tickets in. So that kind of makes sense there, that the line is moving in that direction. And we have 86% of the tickets, 99% of the cash on the under. The line's moving towards the under in this spot here. We have the pitching matchup of Josiah Gray and Martin Perez for this game here. Let me switch over to MLB on my covers. Where we get Josiah Gray and Martin Perez. Martin Perez pitched in I believe the second game for the Nationals, or for the Pirates. He went 4 in the third innings, gave up 1 earned run on 6 hits, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts against the Miami Marlins. They won that game 7-2. Josiah Gray went up against the Reds, struggled in that game. Granted, Great American Ballpark is a tough ballpark to pitch in. 7 earned runs on 8 hits, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts, and 4 innings pitched. And they lost that game 8-2. So Josiah Gray, not a good start to the season. This Pirates team has been a lot of fun, and I'm kind of interested in Pittsburgh in this game. I think they're the better overall team in this spot. And yeah, I like the Nationals a little bit this year, but if I'm back in the Nationals this year, I want a nice plus price tag next to their name. And this is not nice enough for me. -130 on the road for the Pirates, though. My bad. There's a 125 on DraftKings. I'm going to grab that. That was the line I was looking for, is 125 with the Pirates. I'm going to grab him here. There we go. Also, I just got a little bit of breaking news from ESPN. Julius Randle, season-ending surgery. There goes the next season. I'm going to grab the Pirates here at -125.
I want nothing to do with this game. This game frustrated me yesterday. I got 5 runs out of the Nationals. So you think I hit my over, right?
Nope.
No. Over 8.5, I got hooked. I like Josiah Gray, though. He's a pitcher that obviously he did not have a good start in Cincinnati, but we've seen how good Cincinnati's been offensively so far to start the year. On the opposite side, we got Martin Perez, which his first start was solid. 4 1/3 innings, 1 earned run, 6 hits, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts. He got a win because it was against the Marlins. But I would have to lean Nationals more in this game. I feel like we're both on the same play with this one. I think I'm only going to get to one play in the MLB today.
And I like that game. Yeah.
And we already know which game it is. So I'm not going to get to a whole lot today. Today's kind of like a off day per se. So for me, nada.
Fair enough.
And I'm going to put that one play up on the side already. I like Detroit to beat Mets in both games. I feel like a lot of people do. Pittsburgh, first 5, money line.
Yeah,
I don't know. Josiah Gray was good.
I love. Here's the thing, though. If I'm backing Pittsburgh in this game, I want the bullpens involved. Pittsburgh's got a sneaky good bullpen.
Tigers?
No, I'm on the Mets.
Sorry, it's Marcos. Of course he's Tigers. Perez over 2.5 strikeouts, -157. Why is he? Because he's not really a strikeout pitcher.
Yeah.
Okay. The flip flop. Got to go Penguins. Maybe Crosby shots or points.
Yeah. I tied. I got Crosby in that same gamer with the over 6, Russ, Crosby, and Ovechkin to get a point.
It's Perky. Jose Buto starting the second game. Okay.
Yeah,
Nerfy in the Nats game. I could see it. Pirates are nothing.
correct.
Tigers are the only undefeated team left.
They've only played 4 games, but yeah.
Best draw spot today, Nick.
Islanders. You asked that already.
Oh, sorry. Suns took down your Cavs, Timmy. They're not really my Cavs, and they don't really care last night. So Lenny. Yes, the Timberwolves won by a chunk last night too. That is correct.
Jeez.
Wolves. Yeah, I got you. Did the Bucks actually win last night? I thought they were losing. Did they catch back up?
They were playing a bad team last night. They were playing the Wizards, right? No, they lost.
No. Bucks. No, they didn't. The Grizzlies won by 10.
What? They lost another game as big favorites?
The Grizzlies won by 10 last night. Kansas City money line, it would have to be a run line. That line is wide. I like the Islanders in reg with their extra incentives to go for 2 points. My luck is still go to OT.
Also, not another decent draw spot would be the Blues. The Blues would be another decent draw spot as well.
Orlando took down the Pelicans. Yes, I know. I think he was being sarcastic. I don't think he was, but we'll go to this game, Nick.
Yeah, where we have the Minnesota Twins and the Cleveland Guardians. Line opened up at a 150 down to a 148. Line opened up at a 7 at -110. It's now a 7 at plus 107. Or no, a 7.5. 7.5 plus 107. It would open up at a 7.5 -110. So we've had a move towards the under. We've had 2-cent move towards the Guardians in this one here. 73% of the tickets, 67% of the cash is on the Twins, and the line moving towards the Guardians in this one here is kind of interesting. 57% of the tickets, 99% of the cash on the under, and the line's moving in that direction here. We have a pitching matchup in this game of Tanner Bibby, and Pablo Lopez in this game here. Let's take a look. This is the home opener for the Minnesota Twins. Tanner Bibby in his first game went up against the Oakland A's, gave up 3 earned runs on 6 hits, 5 walks, 4 strikeouts, and 4 innings pitched. So walks were a problem for Bibby in his first start. Pablo Lopez in his first start went up against the Kansas City Royals in that 4-1 win on opening day. Gave up 1 earned run on 4 hits, no walks, 7 strikeouts, and 7 innings pitched. Looked awesome in that game. This market's pointing towards the Guardians in this game here, which is kind of interesting. And it's kind of my lean in this game is I think this line's too wide. Is this something I feel the need to get involved with? Not particularly, but it's Guardians or nothing for me in this game.
Guardians still haven't played a home game yet.
Yeah.
They played 7 games 7 games in 7 days to start off the year. And now they travel from Seattle all the way to Minnesota. There's a reason why Minnesota's favored this widely. I think it could be a really rough spot for Cleveland. I would lean towards an under in this game. Pablo Lopez is going to be one of the more solid pitchers in the MLB and the AL in general for this year for the Twins. And I think Tanner Bibby can slow down a Minnesota offense that I am not too high on. They've scored 4, 5, 0, 2, and 7 runs, but that was against Milwaukee. That also came yesterday in Milwaukee. They have had to travel too, but obviously Milwaukee to Minnesota is not far. It would be a lean towards Minnesota. You would have to run line them. I think the stronger lean for me would be the under. But when it comes to AL Central versus AL Central matchups, they're not my strong suit. So I choose to stay away from those games. So I know what I'm good at. I know what I'm not good at. And what I'm not good at is AL Central games. So I'm going to stay off those.
Fair.
Yeah, Grizzlies 111 to 101 over the Bucks. Yep. What up, boys? What's up? Wine time. I'll imagine Lenny HC picks are Tigers and Tigers money line or Tigers yes to bat. Bottom set. Double headers are 9-inning games. So, Cleveland money line. Is Tanner Bibby supposed to be good? I think he's supposed to be all right.
He has trouble with the walks.
Didn't the Twins lay an egg yesterday? No, they won 7-3. Egg? No, they did not. Boston beat OKC by 35 and clinched the best record throughout the entire playoffs. Now all road leads to Beantown to play to a place they barely lose at this year. NBA teams are in trouble. They have the home court advantage. Yeah, I'm not really too worried about that. But did the Twins absolutely smoke Cleveland in their field like 11-0 last year? Bad. I think they might have. I don't remember last year. Royce Lewis is back. No, I think he's out for a month. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he's out for a month.
He's out for a few weeks.
Late April. Yeah, no, he's out for at least a month. Let's head to this game, which I know we're gonna have a plan.
Yeah, and this is the last game I'll be going over for the show because I gotta bounce in a minute here. St. Louis Cardinals and the Miami Marlins. The line history does not make me 100% comfortable with this, but I do not care because we've gone against market moves with this team before, and we've cashed tickets with them every game so far. Line opened up at 155. It's down to a 148 on Bet Online. So we've had a 7-cent line movement towards the Marlins because people don't learn. And this line opened up in an 8.5 minus 113. It's down into an 8.5 at minus 104. Even though we have 91% of the tickets are on the Marlins, according to Action Network, but that's all the information we have. And I'm not going to read too much into it because it's very limited sample size as well. And looking at the pitching matchup here, we have Lance Lynn and Ryan Weathers. Lance Lynn went up against the Dodgers and looked amazing. It was that game where they won 6-5 in 10 innings. He only went 4 innings, but no one runs on 4 hits, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts. Looked good. On the flip side, Ryan Weathers he looked okay. Gave up 3 earned runs on 7 hits, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts, and 4 innings pitched, and a 9-3 loss against the Pittsburgh Pirates. And this is the one thing, though. This is the first, and here's the crazy thing about this run, Tim, with the Marlins. This is their first road game of the year.
And their first time with their dogs.
They lost all those games at home.
Yep.
So that was a huge eye-opener for me, is that they're not only losing games, but they're losing games at home. This is also the St. Louis Cardinals home opener because they went to LA and to San Diego to start the year. So they've kind of been battle tested a little bit here. And they almost swept the Padres, and they very well should have split out against the Dodgers. They were up 4-0, and that loss in that final game was just pain. But that was beyond the point. I'm on the Cardinals -1 at minus 111. Pretty plain and simple. I'm going to keep fading the Marlins until further notice. And we've been doing this all season long. I feel like this is the best thing that we've done so far in the baseball season. Last place Marlins. Last place Marlins. Last place Marlins.
Yep.
Last place Marlins. Give me the Cardinals -1 here.
Yep. Cardinals run line for me. Even if we lose this game, Nick, we're 7-0, about up roughly 8 units fading the Marlins. So even if I lose a game like that, it doesn't really bother me. Because we've been on them. We've been fading them the entire year. So if we lose one, we lose one. They're not going to lose every single game. We know that they're not going to lose every single game. But they're going to
lose 95 games.
They're going to lose a majority of their games. So
yes.
With me, I know it's Lance Lynn, and that's terrifying to back a run line with. But it's the Marlins, and they've looked like crap. So, I'm already signed up for run line with the Cardinals.
Yep. But I'm going to head off here. It's already 11 a.m.
See ya. Put your hockey plays up.
All right, we'll do.
So about the Celtics as champions this season. Let them get to the finals first. Celtics ain't winning shit. I'll take the side bet on that. I'll take a side bet on them not winning anything. Dang. I see now my Bucks lose to Memphis. Shake my head. Yeah, they did. That's definitely rough for your boys. Lance Lynn, hell no. Marlins money line. Good luck to you. I'm personally not betting a team that's not won a game this year. Cardinals first 5. I could see. Yes, Cardinals first 5. Yes. Luis Ariz 4+ hits. Cannot say I'm interested in that. Yeah, they lost to the Grizzlies. Over in the Guardians game, I don't see that. I'm sure Boston will be rested. They're starters for the final game. Yeah, be careful. I'm betting them. Correct. Let's head to the final game of the MLB card, and then we'll head to the NBA. White Sox and the Royals will be going after it. Royals minus 170 with a total of 8. And it's Seth Lugo versus Michael Soroka. Soroka in his first start, 4 earned runs, 3 walks, 7 hits, no strikeouts in 5 innings. No strikeouts, jeez. Taking on Seth Lugo, who was fantastic in his first start. No earned runs, 1 walk, 2 hits, 4 strikeouts, 6 innings pitched. And Kansas City ended up falling apart in that game. They ended up losing that one 5-1. But it was not Lugo's fault. For me in this one, it would be a lean towards Kansas City. I'm not laying this bug of a price on them. I think Kansas City could still be a good team this year. Obviously, they've had to play Minnesota, which they lost 2 out of 3, and the Orioles, which they lost 2 out of 3, including losing on a walk-off yesterday. So it's definitely not ideal, not an ideal spot for them, but definitely a team that could still be good this year. But am I betting the Royals now? No, not a chance. Nope. Finally, NBA time, best part of the show. I mean, well, we're going to jump into it. There's a lot of games. There's only 5 games today. I think I'll bet maybe 2 of them. We'll see. I'm probably not going to do this one. Atlanta and Dallas. Dallas is a 12-point home favorite. 228 is the total in this one. Dallas got their winning streak snapped. They had 7 wins in a row, and they won 11 out of 12 before losing to the Golden State Warriors in their last game. The Atlanta Hawks are on a nice little run themselves. They've won 6 out of their last 7, only losing at home to the Milwaukee Bucks. It would be a lean towards Atlanta for me, obviously. Just not anything I'm really going to get invested in just because I don't feel the need to. Dallas has been playing really well. They're trying to hold off for that. Was it 5? They're trying to make their way up to the 4 seed. Unfortunately, them losing to the Golden State Warriors really kind of hurts them there on that. So that kind of puts a rough spot there. They're only a half game ahead of Phoenix and New Orleans for that play, in terms of trying to not drop into the playing games. So kind of a must-win game for Dallas. Am I betting this one? Milwaukee lose to WizKids and Memphis. They might be in trouble. Yeah, I think they lose in the second round to Cleveland. Kansas City Royals money line. I'm not laying 170. It'd have to be 1-9-0. Atlanta plus lean over. I could definitely see an over, but pass. That is 100% fair for those. We get the Miami Heat hosting the Philadelphia 76ers. Heat minus 2.5 with a total of 209.5. Joel Embiid's back. He was back last game. So there might be a little bit more value in betting Philly. If I was going to go after anything in this game, it's actually kind of the over. I feel like the over could be interesting here. 209.5. I think it's just really low. If there was no Embiid, I would understand it. But with Embiid going to the line 20 times a game, that's just bonus points on top of it. So for me, it would be kind of a look towards the over. I think today I'm probably just going to get to one play in the NBA. Although there's a couple of good games later on. I feel like there's only one spot that I really want to get to today. And when it comes to it, right now there's 5 to 6 games left for each team, or 5 to 6 games left. So not a lot to play for or not a lot of games, and a lot of teams are already kind of in position. In terms of seeding, the By the way, Atlanta has clinched a play-in spot. They're tied with the Bulls, trying to fight for home field advantage in that 9-10 game. Philadelphia, 5 games ahead of the Bulls and the Hawks for that. They have the 8th seed. They're a game and a half behind Miami and Miami and Indiana. So definitely a interesting spot here where this could definitely be a flip game. If Philly wins, all of a sudden they're only a half game back for the a playoff spot. Miami needs to kind of hold off. They're right now tied with Indiana. They have the tiebreaker over Indiana right now, just because they've played 2 less games. It's kind of a weird spot. I would lean over, but probably not going to get to it. Miami in the under, lean, a pass. Embiid might sit out. Yeah, because he hasn't sat out enough games. Yeah, that's everybody's MVP. Let's keep rolling. Sacramento Kings and the New York Knicks. The Knicks are 3-point favorites. 214 is the total. It's a lean towards the Sacramento Kings for me. I do not trust this Knicks team. This Knicks team's beat up. They've lost 3 in a row. Just not a team that I really want to be going after. Now, Sacramento, they've won at least 2 straight. They've won 4 out of 6, where their only 2 losses were both to Dallas. So maybe a look there could be interesting towards Sacramento. They've been playing a little bit better as of late. But once again, I have to have a clear reason to want to go and bet a game. And I don't feel like there's a clear reason to bet any game besides the next one we're talking about. So pass for me in this one. Maybe look towards the over as well. Maybe look towards the Kings. Kings plus is a lean, but pass. There you go. I will be betting this game. And it's a strict backing something. Golden State Warriors are 4-point road favorites, 227.5 in this one. And I look at this game. You got the 3 games separating Golden State and Houston. A win here for Houston could be huge. Would bump it to a 2-game lead, and really can make things interesting down the spread. And I think they have a shot here. I will be on Houston plus the 4. I trust this team at home and at home only. 26-12 at home, 26-1-1 against the spread. So if I'm going to back Houston anywhere, it's at home. They need to get in. They need to win this game to really have hopes. If they don't, then their playoff chances go down significantly. Considering that this is the team that they're trying to catch, and after this, they only have 6 games left, and their schedule doesn't really get easier. Miami at Dallas, home against Orlando. And then they go to Utah, Portland, and the Clippers to end the year. So definitely a tough schedule, but a win here will make a big difference. I will be on the Houston Rockets plus the 4 points in this one. Road Warriors will lose. We'll go to the final game. The Nuggets are 4-point road favorites in LA, taking on the Clippers. 219 is the total in this one. The Clippers have kind of owned the Nuggets this year. They played a couple of times they played they beat Denver once, and they've lost to Denver 2 out of 3 games. This is the 4th meeting. So actually Denver's gotten the upper hand in 2 out of the 3 games. And it's kind of it would be a look towards Denver. Obviously trying to hold off, trying to get that number 1 seed in the West. Currently tied with the Minnesota Timberwolves, 1 game ahead of the Thunder. So trying to just hold off for that number 1 seed in the West, which will be huge because they'll most likely be facing either, in my opinion, New Orleans, Lakers, or Warriors, which I wouldn't mind playing either the Lakers or the Warriors. But this is a Nuggets team that's trying to hold off. I'm not going to bet this game. It's a look towards the Nuggets, though, at -4. LAC and the under, and the Nuggets -4. I like the Nuggets, but I'm just not going to bet them this game. That is all the games for today. Kind of a small slate in all the cards. There will definitely be more tomorrow. Yeah, there's a lot more tomorrow. So we'll definitely have a longer show. But that's all the games for today. By the way, baseball, college baseball, Vanderbilt and UNC, both plus money. So if you guys are interested in college baseball, there you go. I feel like it's me and just me and you, and only right now, Tim. No one else is commenting. Only you talking. That's fine. Good show. Thanks, Tim. NBA card. Can't wait. Let's do it. Recap time, and then we'll head on out. I have really nothing in the NHL. If I'm going after any play, it's Montreal. Baseball, it's just the Cardinals, and the NBA, it's just the Rockets for me. Same game parlay, Warriors money line. No, not really interested in Warriors. And the under, Warriors 13-1 straight up in their last games versus the Rockets. Playoff implications going to be tight and defensive. Okay. You know what? As long as Houston covers the 4, I'll be happy. But that's going to do it for this edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. We'll be back tomorrow with another one. Peace out, guys.